Very good morning, children. Welcome back once again to our recorded classes. This is Ma'am Anna, your English teacher. Last time we learned a poem. In today's session, we will start up with a new chapter in grammar. Are you all ready, children? So let's start today's session. What is this now? Walk, hang, stand, pull, throw, push, jump, hold, sleep, sit, swim, paint, climb. Don't worry, I'm not asking you all to do all of this. Let's see what all this is related to our class today. Alright? So here's today for you all. We will start off with a new chapter, as I told you, which is verbs, and that's what was in the second slide. All what you saw, that hang, climb, all of that are verbs. We will learn the different kinds of verbs with definitions and examples. Then of course comes our question time. We will summarize all what we have done, and I will let you know what you have to do for your homework. Alright, children? So let's get started. Before I start, you all know what a verb is, isn't it? You all might say, the only thing that comes into your mind when I ask you what is a verb, you'll immediately respond telling action words. Yes, of course, it is action word, but that is your lower class introduction. So let's see what verbs are based on your class. Here, a verb is a word that shows an action or state of being. In other words, they explain what something is or is doing. Alright? Example, he ran quickly. The word ran is an action. So what is he doing? He ran quickly. He is happy. So the word is telling the state of being. So is over here is expressing. Okay, he is happy. Alright. Hope you all have understood what verb is apart from the word action word. Yes. Now let's move. Now there are different kinds of verbs. Alright. So in today's class we will learn doing, or in other words it's called action verb. We will learn being verb, having verb, main verb, auxiliary or helping verb, transitive verb and intransitive verb. So let's get into the definition of each of these. So let's start with doing. Now let's see what action verbs or doing verbs means. An action verb describes what someone or something is doing. In other words, in simple words, you can say that action words indicates the action or work done by the subject. For example, she tasted the stew. Who tasted? She. What did she do? She tasted the stew. Stew in Indian language is known as your kurma, your vegetable kurma, or even if it's a non-veg kurma, what they make with lots of vegetables. Okay, but the kurma will be thick. This will be in liquid form. That's called a stew. The bus arrived on time. So who arrived on time? The bus arrived on time. Hope you're clear with this, children. Next, we'll move on to being verbs. What are being verbs? A verb is a doing or being word. Being verbs tells you about something. Once again, being verbs tells you about something. For example, words like is, was, were can be used in a sentence. Now, a small exercise for you all. Identify the being verb in each of the sentence. The men were old. I am cold. Emily is eating a turnip. Now what you have to do is, you'll have to message me immediately what the being verb is in the following sentences. Hope you all are clear, children. Having verbs. Having verbs indicates having or possession of the subject. So words like has, had, have, having, etc. can be used. Let's look at these examples. He has 2 cars. What he's got? He has 2 cars. They have a house in Kolkata. What do they have? They have a house in Kolkata. So something which indicates, okay, or which holds possession, okay, is known as having verbs. Next, we'll move on to the definition of main verb. What is a main verb? The main verb are usually the action verbs that come after helping verbs. A main verb may be a linking or an action verb as well. Please look at these examples. She looks happy. The police are looking for the suspect. Now, in simple words, if you want to know what main verbs, okay, now main verbs, it can stand alone, which means that without the helping verbs, without any helping verbs, it will still make complete sense. She looks happy, okay, it makes sense. It does not need any helping verbs. In the next slide, we will see what helping verbs are, okay. But if you look at these sentences, she looks happy, it definitely makes sense, okay. The police are looking for the suspect. You appear tired. She works very hard. I like reading. They study in Surat. Okay. So once again, the main verbs are usually the action verbs that come after the helping verbs. Now let's see what helping verbs are. The word tells it all. The word helping means helping someone. In real life, we help someone, right? In the same way, these helping verbs in grammar expresses action or makes a statement. So what are the helping verbs? They are can, have, may, will, do. Okay, let's look at the definition. A helping verb helps the main verb express action or make a statement. Let's look at this example. Tonya is acting in another play today. So what is the helping verb? What is the action over here? Acting. And if we have only Tonya acting in another play today, does it make sense? It does not make sense. So we have to include a word, and that word is called helping word. So the word is connecting both the sentences, isn't it? So it acts like a helping verb. Let's look at the second sentence. She has learned the lines for both plays, which means she's learned both the lines for the play. Now, let's look at this without has. She learned the lines for both the play. It makes sense but not complete. So, when we use the helping word has, it makes a complete sentence. Is it clear, children? Now let's see what transitive and intransitive verbs are. Now before I start off with transitive and intransitive verbs, you need to know what an object in grammar stands for. Now generally we use the word object to talk about the things or person that the action is done to. Once again, I am repeating it, children. In grammar, the word object is generally that we use to talk about the things or person that the action is done to. Very clear? Now let's see what transitive verbs are. Transitive verbs have a definite object on which or for which the action is being performed. In simple words, okay, please understand that a transitive verb is a verb that requires an object, which is a noun or a pronoun, to receive the action. Clear, children? I'll repeat it, explain it once again. Now, a transitive verb is a verb that requires, which means it needs an object, which is either a noun or a pronoun, to receive the action. For example, look at this. Rose is painting the kitchen wall. What is Rose painting? She's painting the kitchen wall. Okay. Hannah gave him a big hug. Hannah gave him a big hug. Clear? Now let's see what intransitive verbs are. Now, intransitive verbs do not need an object to complete its meaning, which means that it does not need a noun or a pronoun to complete its sentence or the meaning. Look at this example. Rose is painting right now. Okay. Here we saw intransitive verb, we saw she was painting the kitchen walls. Okay. So over here she's just painting. We don't know what she's painting, so there is no noun there. Okay. So she's painting anything. It can be she's painting anything. Alright. So let's look at the second sentence. Hannah sneezed repeatedly. So Hannah sneezed. It can be in the morning, it can be in the evening, it can be in the garden, anywhere she would have sneezed. Okay, clear, children? And look at this sentence also. River flows. Is it flowing from which side, from where? We don't know, but still it makes sense, right? My dog ran. Where did your dog run? Into the garden? Into someone else's house? Or it ran to the road? We don't know. But still, without an object, it makes sense. Clear? She ate. What she ate? She could have eaten anything. She could have eaten an apple. She could have eaten her food. Or she could have eaten a pizza. Anything. Alright? So an object is not required in intransitive verb. But in a transitive verb, we need an object. Hope you all have understood, children. If you all have any doubts, please feel free to call me up and clarify your doubts, children. Alright? Or even in your reader, if you take out page number 52, now it's very clear there. A verb which requires an object to complete its sense is called a transitive verb. He called. Whom did he call? He can call anyone, right? He called me. So here the word me is the object that makes verb called complete. Alright? An intransitive verb also, which does not require any object to complete its sense. The baby sleeps. Where it sleeps, it can sleep anywhere. Correct? If you all still have doubt, please call me. Alright? Now, it's question time. You already have got questions in the earlier slide, but still, I want you all to give an example for transitive and intransitive verbs. I want you all to give an example for transitive and intransitive verbs and an example sentence for helping verbs. Example sentence for helping verb, and you will tell me the definition of a verb. don't tell action word. Okay, definition for verb. Alright, start messaging, start writing, and send me your answers quickly so that I can give you a round of applause in the group. Alright children, I'm waiting for your answers. Now let's summarize what we have learned. Now we learned what is a verb. We also learned the different kinds of verb with definitions and lots of examples, isn't it? Now for your assignment children, on page 53 in your grammar reader, do the exercise A and B in the reader itself. Once again, do the exercise A and B in the reader itself. Okay, that is for your homework. For your classwork, now I have given you the definition, alright, of what is a verb, what are doing verb, being verb, having verb, and main verb, helping verb, transitive and intransitive. So whatever I have given in the slide, okay, you will write in your grammar classwork, you will write the heading as verbs, okay. Then next line you will write definition and write the definition of a verb that I have given with 2 examples, okay. Put example 1 and example 2. Then you will write kinds of verbs and write all the 7 kinds of verbs that I have taught. You will write, that is, doing verb, being verb, having one below the other you will write. Then you will start off with the definitions. You will write doing verbs, put a dash and write the definition that I have given. Alright, like this you will do for everything, doing verb and then being verb. After each verb you will leave a line and second you will start like this. Very clear children? So your classwork also I have told you all what to do, and coming Monday you will have a test on the poem The Road Not Taken and grammar, whatever I have taught you, okay, in Google form. Alright, so it will be only multiple choice questions, so please go through it very clearly. Any doubts, please call me children. Alright, hope you all have understood very clearly what verbs are and the different kinds of verbs. Until we meet in the next class, this is Ma'am Anna signing off. Take care and please read well for your test. Bye-bye.